yeah. You're the man in the Matrix. It's your man, Pooh Nanners, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. Your Texas caster and hype master, joined as always by Stealth Shampoo Nikki. Stealth, how you feeling?
Nikki from Stealth Shampoo. I'm feeling like I'm Nikki from Stealth Shampoo, and we're going to have a good week coming up next week. But first, we got to talk about what got us to where we are now.
Yeah. So let's get into talking about Onward. So Onward had a bunch of their playoffs or matches. We talked about that earlier. We did a quickie episode to cover all the online stuff, and then we pushed people over so they could watch live the huge production they did over in Leicester, UK. And over in Leicester, UK, a lot of stuff happened, but let's take a look at the actual brackets and what happened. Now, remember what we said was it was going to be the number 4 seed, number 5 seed, number 6, and number 7 that were going to play each other. And those people were like Danglers, Lemon Squad, G-Men, and at the very tail end, SMC Tactical, who had already been at the other Invitational both times without the Sickness, who for some reason I think is on the no-fly list. I don't know why he doesn't make it out there, but his team was able to pull out the wins. Let's take a look at how the bracket actually worked itself out. For anybody who didn't watch it, Lemon Squad ended up being defeated by SMC Tactical, pushed down to lower bracket. G-Men ended up beating Danglers, pushed them down lower bracket. They duke it out, fight up to the right. SMC Tactical goes up to G-Men, actually takes them out. It is all very difficult leading up to here. Then SMC Tactical and Danglers just going toe-to-toe. Danglers got real close to taking a round from them, but they didn't. At the very end, they were able to stop any closeness, any bracket resets, all that nonsense. And SMC Tactical wins out on top, and the person doing the
spot.
Yeah, and the person doing the biggest dance was the Sickness, because he's like, wait, I can play at OC5. So assuming his team is like, we earned it. We won't let you play. We'll see if they actually end up letting him come down. It'd be actually great. So moving on to what ended up happening. We have a handful of highlights that Chris actually put together for us. Let's get into it and see if I can say the word actually 20 more times before we are done here. Take it away, Nikki.
Man, we got Ribleman right here. He's coming through the house with the riot shield here on the upper side of sub. He's going to stab this man in the face with a gun. Absolutely brutal. He actually did shoot right there. Unfortunately, unable to get that second shot off as Jordan takes him out right there. You see him throwing his hands up in celebration for winning that one. That was pretty clutch of him to avenge his teammate. Over here, we're on the map with the downed helicopter that had been formed. Is called Downfall. That's pretty appropriate. Captain Soda with a nice pick right there on Sleepy. And we are going to see some of the sneakiest sneaks here in a moment. But Ribleman's going to be looking over to Captain Soda as his teammate is going to worm his way over here the uplink as quietly as possible. Captain Soda probably knows he's here. He can hear the footsteps. I actually watched this live, and this was incredibly intense as Captain Soda coming to check the corner. I think he even pre-fires a little bit to try to catch that guy. He hears the uplink coming out, but the Danglers are going to get the upload, and that's going to be points on the board for them. Great play by those guys. That's our man, Captain Soda here. Probably the easiest person to pick out in the crowd when they were showing the highlights of all the players.
Well, this right here is like a real close one, too. Like, it was in that final match where Danglers is going up against SMC Tactical. And as you can see, SMC Tactical already has a win. But we're looking at the board in this next round at Downfall again, that you can see Danglers 3-1. It was real close, but SMC Tactical actually ends up taking that uplink and ties it up. So that was an unfortunate turn of events, and they got even more unfortunater as Danglers and SMC Tactical had to go for a final round. I think Danglers thought that they might be able to pull this one out and actually win, but they just start dropping like flies. And it ends up coming down to just one guy who sort of hides on top of a building until they end up finding him. It goes around and around for a little bit, but we'll spare you the details. Go to the VR Master League, go to the VR Challenger League, anywhere if you want to watch these videos. We didn't have time to put together a very quickie, one of those quickie highlight reels because we're too busy party planning. And we'll get into that party planning in just a little bit later. But first, we need to talk about a lot of stuff going on with Onward. So Onward games are going to begin on the 26th and end on the 26th on the main stage. Global Chem, Beginners, Boss Fight, SMC Tactical, Radar from Boss Fight has actually decided, after much convincing, to end up being a commentator for the league, which really needs him. He's a professional caster. He's very, very good. Looks good on camera too. Very mature and actually stays on topic and knows his stuff, which is exactly the kind of stuff you want out of your casters. Now, they had a patch that was recently released and implemented. They have things like drones and tablet hacking and even a new map and bipods, a stun gun, lots of silly stuff. But I have confirmed with the developers that those will all be live and allowed to be used in the finals. or the items will be allowed on stage. So that is absolutely fantastic. I can't wait to see
stun gun on stage.
The stun gun. Now, if you remember the way that they said that the hacking mechanic was going to work, the way you want to stun somebody is that if they're not dead, then you can take their tablet and you can hack it and get the position of all their guys. But as soon as they're dead, the tablet locks. So you need to find ways to lock them out. So this is going to produce some really good play. Now, I'm going to actually be doing Unspoken during some of the main stage finals, but we should be able to make it for the last of the main stage finals to actually see how things play out. But I should also be able to catch many of the games that day to actually see how these new guns are going to work. Now, they're all currently playing with that in the league, which we'll get into. But first, let's talk about the prize packages. For anybody who don't remember, first place gets 25 grand, second place gets 15 grand, third place gets 10, and fourth place gets 10. However, it is important to note that SMC Tactical got, I think it was like 6 or 7 grand from the UK Invitational because Intel decided to jump back in and put some money down. So they're on track to, if they even come in third, they'll still make more money than second. So that's pretty funny.
Good amount of cash. And they have the biggest prize pool at OC5 onward. I think that's half the prize pool total goes to their one game. There's a lot of players,
There's a lot of players, yeah. Because like you see 5 at a time playing, but according to ESL rules, there's actually 6. And by VRML rules, it's actually 7. So how they're going to split that money up, I think that's up to them. But I think it's going to be a minimum of split 6 ways. I've taken a look at the list, and like everybody took the full 6, and most of them are bringing 7. So we'll end up seeing, well, if anybody even admits how they split it up. So it is a total of 60K, but per player, the top one is going to be, I think, less than 4 if they split it 7 ways, and a little bit more than 4 if they split it 6 ways.
Depends on who gets the most kills, though. Whoever carries.
Yes. That's how the money should work. Do it Pavlov style.
That make everyone super aggressive. Everyone, that was my kill.
We talked about doing that when Pop 1. That we just have Pop 1 competitions where it's like 8 teams of 4, and that the money is just based on how many people you killed or something. Just craziness. Yeah. All right. So their season has already started up for whatever reason. We don't know why they did this. A lot of the players are like, why are we doing this? We have like our finals. And they're like, no, that's a whole different thing. We're starting the new season. And so you see beginners, Global Chem, Danglers, SMC Tactical hold on to the top. Boss Fight really just lagging behind, losing all their matches for whatever reason. I'm assuming that's because they're actually preparing and they are sandbagging a little bit. I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. We'll end up seeing how that plays out and give you more coverage as we get going. Right now, we're not spending a lot of time covering what's happening in their current season because we're all hyped for OC5. It's literally all we care about. And we'll get into talking a bit more about OC5 as far as Onward is concerned towards the end of the show. Now, Archangel Hellfire had an update. I believe that the War Theater update that introduces War Theater introduces a lot of new balance features, a lot of stuff the players wanted, made players a bit squishier with like headshots. They fixed the respawns of the energy so you're not just constantly camping energy, and they added a new map. Gingermod said he wasn't too excited about it, but I think he was just being silly. They did say the player base saw a jump after the update, so that is also nice. Let's take we're going to take a look at the announcement trailer for that. But so we can just jump right into the next section. We're going to go ahead and talk about one more thing that's going on with Archangel, and that is madlads are actually flying out the top players to go and compete in the Tournament of Champions at Twitchcon. So we don't know how they're going to plan on broadcasting this. We don't know if they're going to have commentators. I've already reached out and said, hey, I'm ready. Stealth is ready. Either way, Stealth lives out there. He's like, hey, we can help you guys out, provide you professional casting.
Same place as OC5.
Anything to promote VR esports, we are there for you guys. So just reach out to us if you need us. If not, that's cool too. So let's take a look at this update trailer. Headphone users beware. Now, you know me. I love my mech anime. I love my mech games. I love Mech Warrior. So I'm more of a fan of this than Stealth is, but it's still good stuff. And I highly recommend you check it out if you are interested. However, the Tournament of Champions players are already set. So you're not going to get to that, but they may do more later down the future. And if you want to get good, get in with the players in the Discord and learn the game. Ginger Mod, I believe, has now an $800 bounty on his head if you could beat him 1v1. So
no one's taken him yet. He's just piling the cash on. Yeah. I'm waiting until he gets to $50,000 and I'll take a shot.
Jeez. There'll be a lot of people coming for him. Charizard already said he's going to come for that money, but he said, I've got to work on Unspoken first. Got to make sure he wins Unspoken. So we'll get into Unspoken later. That would have been a great segue, but we're not talking about Unspoken. We're talking about Echo Arena. Echo Arena, my favorite.
Echo Arena. Zero gravity.
Zero gravity.
Throwing.
Hockey, space hockey. Robo jockeys playing space hockey. I used to have like a whole thing I said about that, but I don't remember how it goes. Anyway, so Echo Arena, as you know, they already decided who everybody's going to end up going from both sides of the pond. They're already play. They've decided collectively not to play on the main stage because last year for OC4, players were pulling back because they were afraid of stepping off the stage. And that was when they were still basically, they were still basically beginners then too. Now they do take steps, like a pretty large step. They don't walk out of the play area, but they jump and they step or whatever. And they would not feel comfortable doing that and would be afraid that they would fall. So they've asked to play, just keep it all on the floor level stages. And just let Onward be the only main stage thing. You know, give them their time to shine. So I thought that was very nice of the Echo Arena players to do that, but at the same time, they're thinking about winning that money too. So it's not completely selfless.
We're talking like a 2 to 3 foot drop while you're effectively blindfolded.
Well, Jason Rubin made a joke about putting out shark tanks for them to fall into that year. So let's take a look at the what ended up happening with the community cups that happened last week. We had What's Practice and Swing My Pickaxe Side to Side topping it. It was most of the guys that you know and love from Team There Is No Try / Team Joker. The young guys, the young guns, the ones that I think are going to come up in the next season and take it all. They split their guys up, decided to just play with their friends, and they put on an excellent show. It was very fun to watch these kids play. We don't have a lot of highlights because we're just trying to get through this today so we can get our bags packed and ready for OC5. But I can't wait to see more for them. Now, over in the European League for their Community Cup, it was most of the pro players. So they named it like Community Cup -Pro for whatever reason. Gravity just ended up trouncing everybody. Aftershock actually doing quite well. And then as you can see, Blast, it's like they didn't really come to play. I hear about Blast has been having a lot of trouble, and I think that's going to come into play for OC5. It is not looking well for them. A lot of the people in the EU have been speaking to me, and they say Team Gravity is a real powerhouse, and they think Team Gravity has what it takes to take Eclipse. They're much more aggressive now that they have Affinterra, one of the best defenders in the league. And when you have confidence in your defender, you can play more aggressive. And they say that is exactly what is happening, that VR Jersey and Viatrex are playing incredibly aggressively, very fast. And before you know what's happening, you think you have a beat on them. Then Affinterra is already pulled up because this guy has out of control and they've crushed you. And they will do that repeatedly. It sounds kind of like what it was in the early days of people playing Eclipse when it was all joust every day, that they came in so hard and so fast that you didn't know what happened until they scored on you. So we may end up seeing that. I think that's probably what's going to end up happening. I think Blast is going to get trounced. I think Metamercs, they're a really good team, but if Gravity holds up to what they say they're going to do, it's going to be very difficult.
Metamercs might get 4th. I'm hoping they win. They're my favorite players because they're the nicest to me.
I think they might get 3rd. I hear Blast is kind of falling apart, but that's what people are saying. They said they're not completely out. They're just they're not playing as well as they used to, especially since they lost Affinterra. They have Lego on the team now. Lego's a really good player trying to pull up some slack. I hear Boop actually doesn't have quite the accuracy he used to. But the Europeans, this is where I get a lot of this information. The Europeans do have a tendency to talk a lot of trash about each other, so you have to take most of the information with a grain of salt. You never know if someone's being honest with you. So there is that. But I think that I think it's probably going to be Eclipse's game. I think Team Gravity and Eclipse are going to put on a good show for us. Yeah, they keep going undefeated. But then again, you know how it is with me. Like if I think someone's going to win, they might lose. So if you're Team Gravity, you want me to say Eclipse is going to win. Like that's just the way you want it. So that's what's going to happen with Echo Arena. I should be doing commentary for that at OC5. The first place prize, 18 grand. That's 6,000 per player. The second place prize is 10 grand. That's a little over 3 grand a player. And then third place is 6 grand and fourth place is 4 grand. So just showing up and you get that money, right? So speaking of just showing up to get that money,
a little over $1,000.
Yeah. So just speaking about just showing up to get that money, Unspoken, the 1v1 magic fighting game. if you ever see it. This will probably end up being its last showing. They had a fight to get their spot back. This will actually be happening. I'll be doing commentary for this one too. This will be happening at the same time as the main stage show for Onward, because they didn't want to have to put them back to back. They had to, because there was no room in the schedule. I think that's why Unspoken originally was dropped. So we're going to make it happen. I'm going to be there with bells on. I can't wait to see who wins. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Charizard. What do you think?
Charizard first, Rook second. I know Rook's been working on his TK. Charizard cannot beat Rook's TK when it's TK v TK matchup.
Yeah, he has to drop to,
which means he's probably just not going to play it.
Yeah,
he's
I watched him.
Charizard's going to swap.
He dropped to Drifter the last time I watched him play a game. He's like, got to go Drifter. This is not going to happen. So that Drifter meta against TK is pretty strong. Rook has a few tricks, and when he uses them, people get kind of tilted. But whatever works. I know he's been focusing really hard, but I also know most of the Unspoken players after this final season, they're all most of them at least said that they're going to run over to Echo Combat. They think that that's going to fit their skills, and I cannot disagree with that thought process. I think they're absolutely right with that one. So Sprint Vector players are all getting ready. I believe this is the list of players: Kaznaz, Codsworthless, Precision, Katie from America, and then Stody, Flush Gogo, who we just saw before, and Dervil, who is also an Unspoken player from Europe, and Barnaby Jones from the Steam group.
Let's go, Sean.
Yeah, Barnaby Jones.
Good friend of us.
Barnaby Jones, yeah. It's good dude.
His name's Sean.
Yeah.
We like him.
Yeah. But the problem is that Stody is a young guy, and he's from Poland. Took a while to get his visa, and he doesn't want to travel by himself, so he may not actually end up coming out. We're trying to convince him.
It's his
people
cup.
To reach out to him. Just come out there. This is his cup to win. Like, first off, how many of us get a chance to compete in a big event like this? It happens very rarely. Me and Stealth did it recently at CES. It is definitely worth doing it if you have a chance.
It's so much fun, dude. Free trip to Vegas. If you took away my third place prize, a computer, our food stipend, all that, I got a flight to Vegas. At the end of the day, that was cool. San Jose, I'd argue, is not as cool as Vegas, but it's still a pretty nice place downtown. So Stody, my man, if you're listening, please come hang out.
Yeah, we'll watch you, man. If you're worried about being fed and somebody gets you to the airport, I'll take care of you, brother. We love our VR esports players, especially when you're like guaranteed to win first place or at least highly favored. Now, I did hear from Codsworthless that they staged like a mock finals. They only got 6 of the 8 players that are supposed to be playing, and then I think Kaz actually ended up placing at the top there. But so that's what they're expecting to go. But they didn't have Flush Go because he's too busy doing Unspoken stuff and lag and all that other nonsense. But Flush was telling me when I was talking about bunny hopping and people trying to figure out, or there's Stody Hop trademark patent pending, that they were telling me that I told Flush that not every player can do it, and that Kaz is getting pretty good at it, but the other players are having trouble picking it up. And he said, "Oh, they don't all do that because we all do that over in Europe." And I'm like just neck and neck with Stody most of the match. And I was like, "Well, if you are, and Stody doesn't come, then you're the winner, and no one will see that coming. And then you'll have money from 2 different cups. So that'd be pretty baller. I would enjoy that." Now, I originally was asked to do the commentary for Sprint Vector, and then ESL, for whatever reason, pulled back on that. And they're going to have Jason and Blue do it, who don't play the game and don't know anything about it. So that's going to be, I guess, whatever it is. Whatever. I don't know what to say about that. But
I play Sprint Vector.
Yeah. Nikki could do it as well. First place gets 3,000, and that runs all the way down to 500 for 8th place. We have all the information on vrespawn.com if you want to look it up again. But everybody gets some money. This is the only game that's got 8 players going to it. So
come get your 3K, man. It's 3K for first place.
Yeah, man. Come on, man. So Beat Saber news that Nikki has for us. Tell us about your Beat Saber news, Nikki.
Oh, man. We got a lot of cool stuff to talk about Beat Saber. This is the only reason that I exist in VR. No, there's a lot of cool games, but Beat Saber is the number one thing I play by far. Beat Saber Arcade was announced. I hear they're using Windows Mixed Reality headsets, which is going to be weird because playing on the harder songs, I have a Samsung Odyssey, works a little weird when you try to slash too far or make too wide of strikes because they use the tracking that's attached to the front of the headset. But those arcade machines are starting to hit Asia, and they're going around testing, so that's going to be pretty cool. Beat Saber Arcade, go check it out. I got some news from Beat Saber Multiplayer. Basically, the TRDL is Umbra, the Beat Saber Multiplayer mod guy, was hired back in the day by Beat Saber. And the multiplayer, they say, is 85% complete. They have a few more features. They have some cool stuff. So avatar support, which they have in the modding scene, tournament client, custom levels implementation, which is huge news. The Beat Saber is going to support custom levels They did say a week after launch it'd have that custom level editor, but the modding community just beat them to it. It works so well. Lots of cool features coming with multiplayer. 85% done, but basically in the 3-tweet chain they put out on September 20th, they said that PSVR development needs to be focused on, and then after that, multiplayer will come out shortly after. They want to release multiplayer after PSVR, and they're looking pretty good. So I'm glad they brought Umbra on board. Dude knows what he's doing, even though the Beat Saber multiplayer was made very quickly. The modded version is very hacky, very glitchy, crashed 10% of the time. I'm going to be really excited to see coming out a Beat Saber multiplayer that's nice and clean and works well and is officially supported with all those other features they were talking about, avatars and all that. The last thing we have to talk about is just on Friday, I participated in a Beat Saber exercise research kinesiology science-based experiment coming out from San Francisco State. This was super convenient because I actually had class next door when the Live team called me up and said, "Hey, we have a Beat Saber experiment. We want to hook you up to a heart rate monitor and some weird breathing tube. Do you want to skip class?" So it was not out of my way at all to go to the next door over to participate in this experiment with them. And that data is going to be coming out soon. They've only had it for 24 hours. They got to shift through it. But yeah, that will be coming out of the VR Health Institute. We're looking at what happened to my body as I played some of the hardest Beat Saber songs in the world. That I actually didn't clear any of them. I got C's on every single song. The guy who picked the songs is top 40. And I have peaked at top 200. So I had a hard time. And so
that's
that data
a serious
will be
time
coming
commitment
out.
to play at that level.
Oh, yeah. The guy's actually played less than me. But he has been a musician for 11 years. So I think that gives you a little bit of an advantage of reading insanely fast notes.
Speaking of investing your time in gameplay wisely, Echo Combat, they had just finished their beta where they added private matches for people. Well, not so much private matches, like party matches. Much to the chagrin of Haskell, she was upset having to play as a singular person against other people that were in parties. So they were using team play and just really giving her a hard time. We was like, "Oh, we'll play with you. Just let us know when you're playing." But that is definitely one of the mechanics. The matchmaking is also difficult when you have a brand new game. So we're back to square one with that. But they also made changes to the map to make it easier to escape the spawn area because people have trouble with that. They also nerfed the energy barrier, made some changes to the arc mine. No new maps or anything like that yet. No announcement of when the next beta is going to happen. So we just got to stay tuned to Echo Combat and see what's going to happen. V-Respawn's going to give you coverage of anything new that's going to happen. But what's got us most excited is we're fairly certain that you're going to see League play VR League or any other league. I know Stealth and I have already been talking to developers about putting a package together so we can go ahead and start doing commentary for those matches that come out because we're both big fans of this game and we enjoy the way that it plays. What do you think, Nikki?
We're playing at OC5. We're starting scrims. The OC5 Stealth Shampoo Scrim League. If you want to play against me, Echo Combat, I'm sure they're going to have setups at OC5. We're going in. Let's go challenge each other. So I'm doing on the demo floor. So
VR Regatta contacted us, the developers from that one, and they actually would like for us to start covering their games. And Nerdburglar said he wants to be part of the V-Respawn crew. So we're like, hey, we're going to let Nerdburglar start covering it. We don't know a lot about the game, but we know that they have competitions and that it is a sailboat game. So let's watch the launch trailer. Now that looks like a relaxing time, but I know the regattas, the actual ones that happen, the sailboat races, so to speak, are usually very fun and people enjoy them and get into them. So I can't wait to see more from this league. But right now, we're going to talk about Oculus Connect 5. This is what's had us so busy. The big party, the thing that we just jokingly said we were going to do. And then we got massive sponsorship and the party is going off. We have not revealed the location just yet. If you have contacted us on Discord, which is how you had to do it before RSVPs closed, then you got in. And we made a little application where people can actually get up to date on it. We'll be able to say that they're coming, be able to get their wristbands. We have custom cloth wristbands that we have printed up. We have a lot of fun stuff that's going to go down at this party. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Lots of the developers are coming down. It's going to be a big night for Dante, you know, a guy who decided to drop everything and make Onward, and now their game's being played on the big stage. Everybody is coming out. They're excited for him and excited for the game. And he's invited a lot of friends, and he's excited for this party. Like, it's all just going to come to like a big climax for him. So very excited for him. And a lot of the developers are going to come out to meet the players. So we have developers of the games that we're currently playing, the games that are kind of going away. And we've even invited some of the developers for the games that are going to be coming out. We invited the couple of guys from Big Box that are doing Population 1, which is a game we're very interested in, and some guys from Phaser Lock who are working on a top secret game that we're interested in as well, trying to get them to come out. We also have, like, I think V-Real and a guy from Val. Like, you know, just everybody's going to come out in order to mingle with the VR esports community to get this stuff out. Also, some interesting side notes, like we're hearing lots of rumblings of other things that people want to do with VR esports. I even heard like some casinos are trying to get in on the game. So that's all going to be very interesting. Right now, what's important is OC5, Stealth Shampoo, myself, Hasco, Sealable Bag, Strimbitsky, and even Animal House's Magic Man Steven will all be covering what's going on the floor for V-Respawn. I'm going to give them all access to the Instagram. So the Instagram is going to get filled up with pictures and videos for all the nonsense that's going to go down. ProTube said that they might be revealing something new. They didn't give me a lot of information, so that'll be exciting. We expect to see the Santa Cruz and what goes on there. We're really hoping we see Santa Cruz at Arena, honestly. But we're thinking we're going to see that and actually get our hands on it. Nikki, did you get a press pass? I can't remember what kind of pass you ended up getting.
For OC5, I got the David pass. You're a cool guy pass. Yeah.
So I wonder.
I'm getting going.
I wonder if Haskell got a press pass, because we're starting to get press passes now for V-Respawn. And
actually,
I'm pretty sure
I got a press pass. Let's see, XRDC 2018, which takes place in San Francisco, October 29th to 30th at the Westin St. Francis Hotel in San Francisco. I'll be there. We're a legit press organization here.
I need to get you some business cards printed up now, man. So we're starting to get that to happen. And with Santa Cruz before, they only showed it to people with press passes. And I'm pretty sure that new varifocal display is going to be there for people with people with press passes. So either we'll have to like beg David to let us see it, or we have to have a press pass. So I know Haskell said she has something really interesting that she got to do that she's going to be doing there. She's going to be like very involved with some stuff. So that will also be fun to look out for. As well as all the pizza that we have to score for this after party.
We got so much pizza. I got to put in that order on Monday.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. So that was a real rough run through. We had to get through it real quick so that we could actually get our bags packed to get ready to go to OC5. And I cannot wait to see everybody there. I can't wait to see Stealth, all my buddies again. Everybody's coming down except for Skits. Skits, let us down. But Skits has to get his job on. So we'll see him next time. Everybody else, though, who is coming out, cannot wait to see you and hang out with you. We will be on the floor, be having fun. If you've already RSVP'd to the party and have the application, you don't got to wait in line. Come up to me. I'll check you in right there. Put the wristband on you. You can sport that wristband all the way through OC5 if you want to.
Or I'll tell you where he is.
Yeah. Nikki will also tell you where I'm at as well. So we can keep that going. May divvy him out. We'll figure it out as we go. Right now, we're still trying to figure out how the rest of the party is going to go. But until then, I am Poonanners. And that's
been Nikki from Stealth Shampoo. DJ Nikki is going to make an appearance at the V-Respawn party.
Yeah, going to be playing that Electronauts action on stage. So that's going to be good stuff. All right. Well, I can't wait to get there. See you guys next time. Go.